Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we are going to be talking about yet another poll I did on the YouTube channel, and this one was pretty fun. This one was, if the Buccaneers do make a selection at pick 32, what position group would you like them to address? And the options were this: edge rusher, offensive line, defensive line, secondary, or other. Explain in the comments. And if you guys haven't gone and checked out the community tab, I highly recommend you do that on the YouTube channel. You just go to the MrBucsNation YouTube page, and then the community tab is right along where you see home, videos, playlists, and tabs like that. Highly recommend it. It's been a lot of fun interacting with you guys, getting your thoughts and opinions, and just overall talking some Buccaneers football. You know, that's always a fun time. And by the way, if you guys are new, go ahead and subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, like the videos, so it helps me generate more content like this, it would be greatly appreciated. But we had 485 votes on that community tab poll, and these were the results. 9% said other, and then explained their reasonings in the comments. 15% said secondary, 16% said defensive line, 20% said offensive line, and 40%, the majority, said edge rusher. And I wanted to give my thoughts on what I feel the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should do in the first round of this upcoming NFL draft. I'd mentioned that in the previous video we did, talking about trading up, trading back, or staying put. And myself personally, I feel the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should go with an edge rusher in round 1 at pick 32, because again, I said that they should stay put in the first round of the NFL draft, and I want to explain why and kind of give my thoughts and reasonings behind it. So the first thing I thought about when thinking about why edge rusher was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been lacking something at that edge rusher position for the past couple of years now. The starters are great. Shaq, Barrett, Jason Pierre-Paul, we all know how great those two guys are. But the one thing that they're lacking is that third rotational guy. Specifically, myself and some of my colleagues have named it the Carl guy, because he was probably the greatest example of what that third pass rusher type guy should be. So what is a Carl Nassib type guy? Well, honestly, a Carl Nassib type guy is a guy who comes in, rotates, maybe plays around 50, 75% of the defensive snaps over the course of a season. Let's even say 60, something along those lines. He's getting a good, healthy amount of rotation, and he's getting you 6, 6.5, 7 sacks in a season. That's what Carl Nassib did for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a couple of years, and he was pretty darn good. It was one of the reasons rather, that he got some good money from the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, he hasn't had similar success with the Las Vegas Raiders. That could be because of scheming, I'm not sure, but he had a good amount of success with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as that third guy that got him paid. And he was even a fringe starter type of guy. When there was an injury, with Jason Pierre-Paul, Carl Nassib came in and he put in that work. He did that good work, and he did what he needed to do. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been missing that the past couple of years. And I like Anthony Nelson. I think he's got great length. He's got good ability in the very short flashes that we've been able to see him play, but he's not getting enough rotation time. I said it a lot throughout last season that I wanted to see more of Anthony Nelson, and we saw that a couple of times, but I don't think we saw it enough. Anthony Nelson just unfortunately didn't get enough rotation time. And there are a couple of other guys that I've mentioned before, Quentin Bell, Cam Gill. They could get creative with certain guys like Sam Renner. Maybe they move him to outside linebacker or some of the other defensive ends that are available. But they are, in my opinion, lacking that distinct third guy, that Carl Nassib type guy. And whenever you really look in terms of the needs that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have right now, third pass rusher, third edge rusher is possibly the biggest need they have left. Now, we already did a video addressing some of their needs: interior offensive line, interior defensive line, developmental quarterback, speedy backup middle linebacker. But I feel that a third edge rusher, besides maybe an interior defensive lineman rotating in, would get more playing time, obviously, than any of those guys, be it on special teams and defense. I think that guy would be moving around a lot. He'd be a fringe starter for the Buccaneers defense, whereas an interior offensive lineman, he would be a backup pretty much primarily. An interior defensive lineman, I could see potentially playing more, but as I've said in a previous video, the prospects aren't too good besides Christian Barmore. A developmental quarterback's not playing at all unless an injury happens. Knock on wood for that! And then a speedy backup middle linebacker, again, isn't going to be getting a lot of playing time besides special teams. I could see that third edge rusher being a fringe starter, rotational type of guy on defense and still getting a good chunk of special teams play. We saw it with Anthony Nelson in terms of the special teams play, not as much in terms of the fringe starting defensive rotation. A guy at pick 32, yeah, he would warrant some more opportunities to get out there with the starting defense during the regular season, in my opinion. Another thing I thought about was, right now as it stands, Jason Pierre-Paul is on the last year of his deal, and he's getting up there in age. Now, we all love Jason Pierre-Paul. Dude's a beast. He's been the best pass rusher, he came in a new age of Buccaneers pass rushers. He was the first guy to get double-digit sacks as a pass rusher for the Buccaneers since Simeon Rice back in 2005. That's a big deal, and he's a great leader, and he's a great veteran. But again, he's getting up there in age, and his contract is going to be running out soon. He may retire after this upcoming season. Possibly. I don't think that will happen, but it's a possibility. You've got to plan ahead for the future. And I think investing in a guy at pick 32, get a young guy on a 4-year deal. By the time Jason Pierre-Paul's contract is up, if you want to move on, you've got that young guy with 3 years left on his deal to pair up with Shaq Barrett. That's a pretty good combination in my opinion. And also, that first year that he's going to be with the team, he's going to be getting a lot of mentorship and development in Todd Bowles' system, who is potentially the future head coach of this team after Bruce Arians ends up retiring in the next couple of years. So that would be another benefit. He would learn Todd Bowles' system. He wouldn't be overexposed right away just by getting thrown into the fire, and he would have some very good mentorship with Jason Pierre-Paul and with Shaq Barrett as well. That would be very valuable for a pick number 32 edge rusher's development, in my opinion, especially considering a lot of these guys that are in the first round that are edge rushers or being considered for the first round as edge rushers. A lot of these guys are raw. They have phenomenal athleticism, but they need to be refined in their skills. And I think getting one of those guys in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers system right now with Todd Bowles, with some of these other guys like Jason Pierre-Paul, like Shaq Barrett, and some of the coaches as well, would be extremely beneficial. And I think that guy would be ready to start by year 2 or even potentially year 3 if you want to bring JPP back on a 1-year deal and just keep developing that guy for another year. I think that would work out very well, and you always have that 5th-year option as well. So overall, guys, I mean, that's kind of it. That's kind of all the thoughts I have written down. Need a Carl Nassib type guy. Jason Pierre-Paul's on the last year of his deal. Develop him in Todd Bowles' system with mentorship from JPP and Shaq Barrett. Potentially the biggest possible draft needed left. And yeah, that is a position group that needs solid depth. Whenever you look at all the guys that are there right now, potentially the weakest depth on the roster. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just stating what it is. I mean, they need more bodies there. High tier draft pick types of bodies right now, because Jason Pierre-Paul, he was a free agent signing. Shaq Barrett was a free agent signing. When you really look at it, the only draft pick that is there right now is Anthony Nelson, who was a 4th rounder. Investing high tier draft capital in that position group could go a long way in helping secure the longevity of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers edge rushing capabilities. With Shaq Barrett on a long-term deal, with potentially a rookie with a 5th-year option on a good, long, healthy contract as well, those could be your 2 guys for the next 3-4 years, something along those lines, depending on how all the contract works and things like that. So guys, that's pretty much my thoughts. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should go with edge rusher. I think it makes a lot of sense for a lot of different reasons. And yeah, I want your guys' thoughts down in the comments section below. What do you think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should do in round 1 of this upcoming 2021 NFL draft? Do you think that they should go with an edge rusher like what the majority said on the community tab? Or do you feel they should maybe go with an interior offensive lineman, an interior defensive lineman, a secondary player, or something else? Leave me your thoughts down in the comment section below. That would be greatly appreciated. Again, guys, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. I don't know why I said it like that. Don't forget to subscribe. It would be, again, greatly appreciated. And if you're enjoying this type of content, hit the like button, because that helps me make further decisions on what type of content to put out here on the YouTube channel. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.